Okay, we're back on here. Hopefully you guys catch me, find me again. I'm trying to turn some air on because now I'm cooking. No! Hello, hello. Sorry I had to get off of here. Passenger tent, there we go. Turn this down. All right, guys, so we were just talking about, hopefully you guys hop off of that live. Okay, you're starting to come back now. Sorry about that. Let's see if I can get my air flowing in here. Hopefully you guys are gonna hop back on this live. I see one of you is here. Let's continue talking down below in the comments. It's Amy. Hi, Amy. Thank you so much for being a member. I see your member badge. Thank you, Amy. All right, you guys, let's pick up where we left off. Some of you were commenting about travel ball. I'm just trying to get some airflow in here. Hi, Heather. Give this video a like if you were just hopping on. I had to restart my live. And Aaron and the kids will be joining me in just a few minutes. He's gonna get them all loaded up in the car. It might be really, really hectic when they come here, when they come back into the car. Thank you, Amy. I appreciate it so much. Who's needing surgery? Okay. Aaron, my husband, is getting eye surgery tomorrow. So I was saying, if you guys, those of you who pray, who are faithful, if you could just pray for him to have no anxiety, less anxiety. He's having eye surgery. So this is a surgery that we've been waiting on for months. He had to get a special kind of approval because they were deeming it an elective surgery. And so I'll just kind of go into details in this video shortly when he gets here, and you guys can, how do I share this? And you guys can get caught up. I'm not sure how to share this. Yes, give this video a like if you were watching, and we'll get all caught up. Yeah, he's supposed to go tomorrow. And they're going to be operating on his left eye, and then at the end of April they're going to operate on the right eye, if they can operate on his right eye. Right now he has some pretty significant trauma to his right eye because of an accident that he had last week. It is gnarly. So I'll just go ahead and tell you guys what happened, get the gist of it, and then when he hops in the car I can show you his face, because he's agreed to be a part of this conversation and to show his face the way that it looks right now. It's a lot. It's a lot. We thought that he broke his eye socket at the time, and his eye was bleeding at the time of the accident. His eyeball was, there was blood coming out of his eye. So he had an accident last week and ended up with a concussion. And he was alone with the kids, playing with the kids. He had, one of the kids was at soccer, and the other kids and he were on the playground playing. So then he had an accident, and it all has to do with his eyesight and the fact that they have delayed this surgery, and his eyes have continued to worsen because he has holes in his retinas from an accident that he had in 2017, and he has to have his retinas repaired because now that he had one retina tear in his right eye in 2017 from an accident he had, a piece of a bow went through his eye. His bow exploded and at full draw, and a piece went into his eye, and then he came inside and he did this with his eye, and the piece popped out of his eye. Went to the emergency room then, and they looked at his eye and they're like, yeah, it's fine. Well, fast forward, I don't know if it was a week or two later, whatever it was, he had a cloak, what's called a cloak or a curtaining of his vision, and that's just where your vision just, it's like black, like you have like a curtain in front of your vision is what I understand. So it's called cloaking, I believe. And so that happens when your retina is torn and when there's blood pooling in your eye. And so the emergency room missed that injury, and For 2 weeks, his retina was bleeding behind his eye. Well, when he started to have the cloaking, he went and had his eye checked again, and they were like, oh my goodness, your retina has been bleeding for the last 2 weeks and you need eye surgery. So he had emergency eye surgery. They tacked his retina back together and it stopped the bleeding, and he had his vision restored. And then after that, what happens is the retina issue in the right eye causes a weakness of the retina from strain in the other eye. So the other eye is prone to getting holes in the retina, etc., from the strain. So he had holes in his right eye develop, holes in his left eye develop, and then his right eye, oh sorry, I'm doing it backwards, you guys. This is my right side over here. So his right side also has a cataract. So they just found a cataract in his right eye. So his right eye, he has fuzzy vision and he can't see certain things, and he's having trouble seeing certain colors and certain lights and that sort of thing. So that is why he had the accident that he had. And we say he got in a bar fight. But what happened was he got in a bar fight. He was playing with the kids, and they have this game that they play with a soccer ball, and they have these walls at the playground. These walls, they're like walls that you kick a ball off of or throw a ball off of, but they're in the playground and they're just wooden walls. They were playing their game and the ball got out of bounds, so he went to go get the ball and he was dribbling the ball back, and he was kind of jogging, dribbling the ball, and there was a monkey bar, pull-up bar for kids at this height, and the way he was jogging, so the bar is like right here in front of him, but he was traveling in a kind of slanted direction. He never ever saw the bar at all, he said. And even when we went back to the playground the next day to kind of like figure out what happened to him, he still could not see the bar. Now the bar was like, it was a fuchsia, like a light pink. Fuchsia is more of like a brighter, vibrant pink, but it was a toned down version of that, a little bit more muted. And with the way that the sun was and the way that the lighting was, and he has kind of a, he says it looks smoky. His vision in his right eye is smoky. Here comes all the kids, so it's gonna get really noisy. The vision in his right eye is smoky, so he has a hard time seeing out of it. So he never even saw the bar. He ran smack dab into the bar, and his sunglasses, he was wearing Oakleys, his sunglasses broke, his lens or the arm of the sunglasses went into his eyeball, into the corner of his eyeball, because he has a laceration there and he was bleeding from his eyeball. But in addition to that, just running face first into a monkey bar, yeah, he had really bad damage. So he hit the bar, went flying back. Hagen started yelling, and here is everybody. No, you don't have to be sorry.
Say hello, Mom.
Hi.
Do you have a snack or anything?
Yeah, we have some right here. I think I found crackers in here. You want some? You want a snack?
Yeah.
The baby has not had a nap, so this is always a good time. So we've got food going. There you go. I didn't bring any other food, but thank goodness Daddy had crackers in here. And you need it in the car. So he'll tell you more about it, or he'll show you his face, but he smacked the bar, fell backwards, has a bruise on his hip from hitting the ground, and then got up. And he ran to the janitor at the school he was at, and the janitor was taking down the flag. And he ran up to the janitor. Do you want to finish telling? Hey everybody, this is my husband Aaron.
How's it going? Can't see. It's like green.
Look that way. No, like hold your head. Oh, there you go.
Yeah. Yeah, I didn't know what had happened. I didn't know if I'd been shot or what.
Hi.
So I got up and I ran to the janitor, and the janitor, because it's weird because, I mean, I don't know. I don't even know where I was at or anything, but we were running. And I got to the janitor and I said, am I okay? And he said, well, son, it's way worse than you think it is. And that didn't really help my response. So, because I was in shock basically the whole time, and yeah, it was just a very bizarre feeling. Because one second I was on the ground, and then the next second, you know, Hagen started yelling, "Daddy, daddy, daddy," and then we just started running. You know, I was like, "Run for this guy for help!" But yeah, it was just a bizarre situation. And they found some. What was it?
Well, you went into the school.
Yeah, are we telling the whole story? So I went to school. The principal was there, and they were trying to help me, but I was kind of being I was just in shock, so I really didn't know what was happening.
A little bit combative, like they wanted him to sit down, and they called me and they said,
I have an issue with being touched. I don't like being touched. I like to stay moving. I don't like to sit down. I'm kind of fidgety. So when there are situations like that, I like to keep moving. Like what I wanted the whole time, like I called my friend to come get me because I knew it was going to be chaotic. And if I would have thought back, then I would have realized, like, okay, I'm cognitive, you know, like I'm making decisions, but I didn't know if I was okay, because like I felt like my face was caved in, and
it looked like his face was caved in when I got to him.
yeah,
The
like
swelling.
I was basically going off of other people's reaction, and you know, I was afraid, you know, like this happens a lot with you know, me getting in accidents and stuff. But the frustrating thing about it was I was in counseling that day. We had talked about the future, and I was feeling pretty good. I was having a good day, and we were having a lot of fun at the playground. But I kept these are different sunglasses, but I kept putting my sunglasses on my head and taking them down because it was just too bright. It was kind of overcast day, but like luckily I had the sunglasses on my head when I did, because I think it took a lot of the force, because I hit it pretty hard.
Yeah, the sunglasses were pretty tore up. The paint was scratched across the bar from the impact. His sunglasses were broken and scratched, but Oakley makes really good protective sunglasses, and if he hadn't been wearing them, he probably would have broke his whole eye socket. He definitely would have broke his eye socket. But the sunglasses, the lens was very similar to the lens he's wearing now, so the impact was more spread out. But something lacerated his eyeball. And that's what you saw a few minutes ago when he turned his head and you could see the blood. Well, his eye was bleeding from that. Like, instead of crying tears, he was crying blood. But the principal called me and she just said, "Katie, Aaron had an accident." And my first thing I said was, "No, he didn't." Because I was like, oh no, here we go again. And when somebody else calls you to tell you that your husband had an accident, the first thing you think is like worst case scenario, because why isn't he calling me, right?
Yeah,
He couldn't call me because
I was
panicked.
Yeah, I was frantic. I was really worried about my head, and
yeah, he definitely had a concussion. And then yeah, you can tell him about the ER.
Well, yeah, I don't know. I just didn't want to look at myself. And looking back, I think if I would have looked at myself, it would made me feel better. But if it would have been worse, it would have been much worse. But I was basically reacting to everyone else's reaction. And when Katie was on her way, I'm like, well, I'll really know how bad it is when she gets here. And yeah, when she got there, she was like, oh my God, get in the car. And then
I was like, I'm taking him to the hospital right now. I'm taking him to the hospital right now.
But I didn't want to ride in the car. Like, I didn't want to be touched. I didn't want to put ice on my face. Like, I was just, like, I wanted to disappear. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah, because he thought he lost his eye. You couldn't see.
Yeah, I couldn't see out of my right eye.
He couldn't even see out of his right eye at all because of the blood. So when it first happened, he had no vision right eye. He thought his eye exploded or he got shot.
No, I mean, I have issues in that. I mean, yeah, the initial response was like, I know it sounds stupid, but like, I honestly thought I was shot, because I was running, and then all of a sudden, like, I was on my back, and I couldn't figure out why. The kids were yelling. And, you know, my response is to run for help, you know. So we were running for help, went to the school, and then we went down to a lower part where Riker was at of the school, and Tim finally got there. But, like, I wanted to go to Tim. Like, I wanted to just start walking and get to him. But, I mean, I get everyone's concern. Like,
Tim's
my brain was bleeding.
Battle buddy. So,
yeah,
somebody that can stay calm in hectic situations.
Yeah. But yeah, it was really bizarre. And even now, like looking back, I probably did have a concussion because things aren't, they're pretty foggy, and I have trouble remembering what actually happened. But I mean, I guess it could have been a lot worse if I didn't have my glasses on, or I mean, who knows.
But the janitor said to him, "Oh, it's way worse than you think it is," and that's not something you want to say to somebody that just had a traumatic
I would have probably
injury.
preferred him to say, "I'm not really sure. I'm not a doctor." Like that's what everyone else is saying. Like, and I asked him, is it bad? And he said, "I can't tell you either way."
And then my response wasn't good when I pulled up to the school and I saw his face, because you have to understand, he had a huge knot here, he had a huge knot down here, and it looked like his eye socket was broken because of the swelling in the areas where it was. And then he had this huge scratch right here where his lenses of his sunglasses.
Yeah, I got my nose, like this is still pretty swollen, but right here. And yeah, something went into there, and I'm thinking this was the lens of the sunglasses.
Yeah,
maybe. I don't know.
The lens of the sunglass looked like it cut his face, but then he also had he had 2 cuts here, and they had so much blood on them that I didn't know if he needed stitches. I didn't know if his nose was broken, but his sunglasses cut his nose. But the way that they distributed the impact saved his eye socket and saved his cheekbone and everything. But.
Yeah, it hurts worse now than it did when it happened. I think just because of the shock aspect, but yeah, I mean, it was just a bizarre thing. And when you have things happen one thing after another, and you're feeling good, and you can't do much, and then that happens, it's really it's kind of devastating.
So we finally got to the hospital, and then they didn't even look at his eyeball, you guys. They did not look at his eyeball.
It wasn't that. Like, I just told him I couldn't see. But I could see at that point, but I did lose my vision for quite a bit, like maybe 45 minutes. And I didn't think that I was being crazy or anything, but
You wouldn't sit down
no,
at the
never
school
sat down.
or at the emergency room. He would not sit down. So they finally.
Well, it's like my fight or flight. Like if I'm moving, I'm okay. Like if I'm moving, I'm good. And I was just like, when I was in the back of Tim's truck, I was thinking like, okay, I'm reading street signs. Like I can read with my left eye. Like I'm thinking, and Tim knows what to ask, and I'm thinking like, okay, I'm still cognitive. And he's like, well, it must not be that bad. Like, and I was just waiting to like pass out or something like that.
Yeah, from your brain bleeding, but
Well, I
thankfully,
didn't know, like,
no brain bleeding.
I just had no idea. And I think, they asked me what I wanted. I said, can you look at my brain? And they found atrophy on my frontal lobe from other concussions. I worked F-16s for 5 years, and they're small airplanes. And I hit my head. You'd hit your head a lot. And, like, I only got knocked out once. I guess you'd call it unconscious. Is that what?
Yeah, but you had blast exposures too, and blast. Okay.
Yeah.
But he, so they did a CT scan. They didn't check for. Did they check for artifacts? They didn't see anything in the CT scan. They just saw deterioration.
Yeah, but there was
irreversible.
No brain bleeding or anything?
Yeah, no brain bleeding, but irreversible deterioration of his frontal lobe from previous TBIs, traumatic brain injuries.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's worrisome, but I mean, what are you gonna do? I just gotta hit my head less.
Hit your head less.
Can you
get him a
back?
full
Go
face
sit back.
helmet, right?
Go sit back. All right, you gotta sit back, and here comes Hagen. Sit back.
So yeah, so then he's been not taking it easy since, but
No, I've
that's
been
okay.
taking it pretty easy. I haven't. I just need to keep moving.
Yeah, he's one of those. We're both kind of keep moving people. Can't really slow down. Can't take a break. Can't rest. Can't relax.
I get more anxious if I sit still than I do when I'm moving.
Yes. So there you go. That was Aaron's bar fight story. He got in a fight with a monkey bar. This man needs a full body bubble.
Yeah, man.
That's why I'm here with him today. Did they do a scan to look for artifacts? Do you have to go to Medford for the surgery? Yes, yes, the Retina Eye Center.
Yeah, I'm getting my left retina holes repaired tomorrow.
Yeah, his left hole's in his retina.
And then the right on the 29th of April.
Yes, and this is eye surgery he's been waiting about 3 months to have. So
Since February.
the frustrating part is
I'm just in this gray area and they were waiting on like approval, and that's the biggest frustration is to wait on approval for this elective surgery, and it wasn't elective. It was so I could see, because like when I take my glasses off, everything's cloudy and it's hard to see certain colors. And I know that the colors probably aren't the retina. It's probably, I have a cataract as well, but
Yeah, in that eye he has a cataract, but
It
he
was-
couldn't even see the bar at all when we went back. We went back on Friday to assess the situation and to see the damage to the bar, and there was a lot of paint scraped off the bar, but we could see that on his glasses. And then yeah, he reenacted what he remembers from the direction he was running, and he could not see it even that day. The next day,
I saw the purple monkey bars like plain as day, and that's what I was like, okay, I'm good.
yeah, there's 3 different colors on that playground, like purple, pink, and yellow, right?
Like I was running at a pretty good clip when I hit it. That's what was really scary.
And back.
Yeah, so, and he had all the kids, except for Bodie. I had Bodie with me at home, so I got the call to,
I remember Torsten and Annika or Hagen being there, but I don't remember Annika being there.
well, she's like super quiet in those kind of
Well,
situations.
no, I know, I just don't remember. Like when we were running for help, I don't remember.
So a very nice teacher helped out and took care of the,
There was multiple teachers. It was
a lot of
awesome.
people.
Yeah,
Yeah.
everybody was trying to help.
But they took care of the 3 the littler kids until I got there, and then we went to the soccer field to get all the kids, and then Aaron's buddy came and picked him up. This was all in motion. Like as I'm on the way to get him, his friend was on his way to get him because we had all the kids, and he wasn't in a situation to be in a car full of the kids as
I
panicked
just
as
didn't
he
want
was.
anybody to see me.
Yeah, it was very he was very frightening looking with the blood and the swelling and the everything, that the kids didn't need to see him at that point. It was they kept the kids at a safe distance until his friend got there and picked him up, and then he took over from there. But I tried to keep Aaron in the car. He was trying to walk down the road, he was trying to get away from me.
Well,
It was just a very panicked situation, so it was good
there's
with
a
the
lot
kids.
of shame, you know what I mean? Like when you go through this stuff and it's like, I don't intentionally try to run into monkey bars or, you know,
Fall on the mountain and hurt your back, or
yeah, like I can't.
slip at work.
No, like, it's just sometimes I get blinders on, but I mean, with that situation, like, what do you do when you can't see? Like, I went to pick up Riker today. I couldn't, like, I was like, where is Riker? And then finally he, like, gets to the door. I'm like, holy crap, I didn't even see him.
Yeah, it's true.
But it's just, you know, I think once I get these things repaired, it'll be a lot better.
Yes, and that's the whole point of all of this, was he should have had eye surgery months
Yeah,
ago.
I mean, it does make me mad. I will be honest about that, is being in this, it's just in a weird status, you know, like, I'm in this gray area of care, and it's just really, really irritating because it's not an elective surgery. It's like I really need to see.
Yeah. So, yep, that's the bar fight story, you guys. So his eye will, hopefully, we know that they won't do any laser surgery when there's blood present in the eye, on that eye. So there's still blood there, but they're going to they're going to check that eye out, this eye, his right eye. They're going to check his right eye out tomorrow when he goes in for his left eye surgery, and they'll just kind of assess the damage and make adjustments to his next surgery if they need to. So hopefully there's no new damage. It's just, I can't remember what the white part of your eye is called, but there's just like a cut, like a laceration on that.
Yeah, I don't know. I forget what it's called.
It's not the sclera, is it? I can't remember. I was reading about it the other day, but you know, mom brain.
Yeah, because in my right eye right now I have like a small retinal tear and 2 holes.
Sclera, yes.
But yeah, I don't know. It's worrisome. But, I mean, it doesn't really affect my sight. I don't know. I just can't see that good.
Yes. So eye surgery, and we're gonna get him taken care of, and hopefully
I don't run into anything else.
he doesn't run into anything else is the goal.
Here's honey. Right.
Yep, here comes Hagen. We were just waiting on Hagen. She had to finish. You got your ball? All right, grab
Sounded
it.
Good. See if I get tagged.
No, it's not the best place to be chasing a ball in the middle of the city.
Do you have your headband?
Dad.
You got your headband,
Brody
sweetie?
said that on.
Do you have your headband?
You put it in my pocket.
No, I put it in your jacket, sweetie.
Did it fall out of your jacket?
No, it's in here.
All right.
Yeah.
I'm gonna read back through these comments. Hi, Trina. Yes, it's ice. It's a lot of stuff. It's not just ice stuff, but we're keep rising every day, right? Just keep on getting it. All right, well, we're gonna sign off of here and drive home and get the kids settled and everything. So thank you guys for joining this live. Sorry if you missed the first half. I had to restart because I had like the Kardashians in the background on YouTube or something crazy. I don't even know what it was. That's what it sounded like to me. So we had to do a restart. So if you missed the first half of the live, go check that out. Thank you. Give this video a thumbs up. Thanks for hanging out with us this evening. Thank you. They said good luck tomorrow.
Yep.
And they're praying for you. Hi, Carol. I didn't think I was going to make it either, but we made it work. We made it work in the car. Thank you, Erica. Thank you guys so much. And hopefully I can get some videos edited and out this week. I got a tortilla press from Carol, so we're gonna have a tortilla video and make lots of good stuff in this next video. So I uploaded a breakfast video yesterday if you need breakfast meal ideas, inspiration, and then my next video is either gonna be a grocery haul or a dinner meal prep with all kinds of the dinners that we've been eating the last couple weeks-ish. So also what we're doing for soccer snacks, soccer practices, things like that when I get those types of things together. Thank you all so much, and we'll see you soon. Thanks for hanging out. Bye.